I want to talk to you for a few moments, and I'm really going to preach to dreamers, and you say, I don't have one. Well, you're in the right place today. Daniel chapter 2, there's a strange dream that God gave Nebuchadnezzar, Babylonian king. And in the dream, it was so dynamic that it would shape the entire story of human history. He saw a statue in a dream that had a gold head. Notice the deterioration of human existence, kingdoms. It starts with gold. It has silver, brass, iron, and then ending with clay feet. I believe prophetically, and all of those different materials represented different kingdoms that have come and gone in human existence. I believe we're now at the clay feet. All of everything could collapse. And in the dream, Nebuchadnezzar saw a stone, a simple stone, start rolling down the hill and hit that statue that was so powerful of human ingenuity and power and the glories and kingdoms of kings and men. And that rock, that stone hit the feet, the clay feet, and it collapsed. And suddenly the King of Kings and the Lord of Lords said, I've brought a new kingdom to take over the world. But here's the amazing thing about this dream. He forgot it. When he woke up, you would think something that important, something that is historic and world-shaking, but he could not recall it. He forgot it. And he said, the thing, that's what he called it in Daniel 2. He said, the thing has left me. So he calls his magicians and he calls his soothsayers and his fortune tellers and his witches, and he calls them in and he says, tell me the dream and tell me the interpretation. I cannot bring it up. I can't remember it. I've forgotten the dream. And he said, if you don't do it, I'm going to kill you. I believe that a lot of people have forgotten the dream. And God needs to give a restoration of the dream to every person in this room. You see, we don't just sing to sing. We don't just come to church to come to church. We don't just do what we do to do it. The only reason that we're not in heaven today, the only reason the rapture has not taken place yet is because God is still trying to get somebody else saved. He doesn't want them to be left. He doesn't want them to go to hell. In the story of Joseph, the Bible said that Jacob, Joseph's father, loved him more than his other sons and made him a coat of favor, a coat of many colors that represented his favor on his son. And it upset the other brothers because his favor was on that boy in the form of that coat of many colors. It's the favor of God upon His children that I believe upsets hell as much as anything. And it's obvious to me. We don't take any credit. We're careful to give God the glory. But I just want to proclaim that God's favor is upon this church. That God's favor is upon this place. That God's favor is upon His people and upon His families that are represented under the sound of my voice at all of our campuses. We have a special place in the sight of God, just like Joseph did. I don't know why, but we must acknowledge. I believe in giving God the glory and being humble, but I also, the older I get, the bolder I get. I don't have time to waste anymore. And I feel like saying, when the favor of God is on you, you need to recognize the favor of God is on you. Not for your glory, not for your fame, not for your name, but for His name and His kingdom that will never end. Turn to somebody and say, the favor of the Father is here. He was separated from his brothers by a coat of many colors. And by the way, the more that God puts His favor on you, the more you stand out. That's why it was a coat. It was a loud coat, a coat of many colors. And you try to conceal it and you try to be cool about it. But when God really wraps favor on you, It becomes loud in your life and it's hard. And at some point you get tired of trying to apologize for all the goodness and blessings of God. You don't know what somebody went through. You don't know what they did. You don't know how long they tithed and their mama and daddy tithed and their great granddaddy tithed. Sometimes blessings are just catching up with us. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure that you subscribe to our channel so that you can get notifications on new posts and live streams. Be sure to share this video with a friend. You never know how you can send the Word of God right when somebody needs to hear it. And you can use your social influence for good, for the glory of God. Thanks again. Share it with a friend. And I really appreciate you watching. We'll see you next time.